Today we're going to build a cabinet to hold all of my finishes. So the first thing to do is to bust out the track saw and cut this plywood down into manageable pieces, and we'll put that back using these mounts from FastCap. Then we'll take it over to the table saw and zip these pieces down to their appropriate size. Get rid of that guy. And we'll cut a couple more pieces to make the interior shelves. And we'll take these pieces over to the Craig Foreman to make quick work of these pocket holes. Zip, zip, zip. And apply a bead of glue and stick it to another piece. This is what I do when I don't have the appropriate size plywood and I still want to use scraps. And then we have to cut out a little corner for that pesky ledge that keeps getting in the way of everything that I build. And we'll run another bead of glue, put the panel in place, attempt to secure it. Oh, goodness. Try that one more time. Get this lined up better, and we'll zip, zip, zip in a couple of pocket holes. We'll do the same procedure for the other interior panels. Zip, zip, zip. Now sometimes it's best just to climb on top to apply some glue, and we'll put the other side panel on, clamp that puppy down, and again throw in a couple more pocket holes. Climb back on top and put these support pieces to prevent it from racking. Then we'll bring it to the ground, apply some glue, and put the top in place. So I spent all morning putting that thing together, and I mocked it up with chemicals and all the things I had, and I hated it. It's just too deep. Too many things, you have to move something out of the way to get to the next thing. So I just ripped it apart, and we'll go back to the drawing board. So we'll get rid of these dimensions here and go for take 2, which we're going to break down some plywood with the track saw, then at the table saw. I also have to sand these edges to get rid of the glue from the previous cabinet. And we'll zip, zip, zip a bunch of pocket holes again. Okay, so here's proof of concept of the new size. So big paint cans in the bottom, spray paint and slightly taller stuff, and smaller at the top. You can see this hodgepodge of plywood, some dados left over in there, and some edge banding. But it's gonna work. So let's get some doors on it. We'll take some of these recycled panels back to the table saw and rip them to the appropriate size for this. I do need some finish on one of these, and I know exactly where it is now. So we'll grab that and put on just one coat of white bond polyurethane. For the hinges, I'm going to grab a Vicks bit, which keeps the hole centered, and then zip in some screws. Put on a spacer and put that top door in place and secure those to the cabinet carcass. Check and make sure it works. Then we want to secure this door with magnets, so I'll stick the magnets together and put a mark on the outside of each, so I know the blue mark goes towards the wood. And then we'll drill an appropriate sized hole, check the magnet, and I take it a little bit deeper, and that works. So we'll put a little CA glue on the magnet, some activator in the hole, and just like that, she's in place permanently. Now that we have the chemicals themselves sorted, we have to do something about the consumables. Talking foam brushes, paint brushes, painter's pyramids, steel wool, tack cloths, latex gloves, and we're also going to do something about caulking and caulk guns. So that'll be the next video, a little cabinet right where you're sitting. See you then.